After all these car troubles, I'm still dealing with some. Because what the fuck is this? Like, it never fails. Like, I don't understand. What is the issue with me in cars? I don't get it. I don't know if I told you guys this, but the only thing that I need done on my car at this moment is I need, in girl math, right? Or girl scenario, girl understanding, whatever. The AC that blows on my engine, that cools off my engine, it's not working. The fan is not working. So when I am stopped, like at a stoplight, if I am just sitting in the car and letting the car run, there's no air flowing to the fan to make the fan go to blow onto the engine. And with me living in Texas and it being 1,000 goddamn degrees, that's no good. So I know I have to get that fixed, right? And that has been going on for maybe a month and a half now. So, and it's about $1,300. I don't even know if that's including labor. So yeah, I knew that I needed to get that fixed, right? And working on it. But now I don't know what the hell this is. I don't know if that's causing it. I don't know. Maybe that's it. I obviously I see the connection. It's the AC going onto the engine. But at the same time, when I'm driving, like my cool air is which I should have said that too. So because the fan is not working, it causes it to be hot in my car when I'm like not moving. But when I'm driving, because the air from the outside is going into the fan and is making the fan blow, which is blowing onto the engine, it cools my car. So me driving now, it's cool. The air conditioner is working fine. But if I stop for a long period of time, there's no air flowing. Therefore, it gets hot as shit in this car. Maybe that has everything to do with this light being on. But again, I've been dealing with this for maybe a month now. This sign never came on. So now I have to go to the same car place that I really don't want to go to ever since they did not clarify regarding my son's car. But because this is the closest place to my house, like literally up the street from my house, and I don't want to continue driving on it without really knowing, what's going to happen if I continue to drive, I'm going to go up here and see what they say. But somebody has it out for me in these cars. I don't get it. I've never had this. I thought we were done. I thought once I got my tire fixed, once I knew what we had to do with Josiah's car, I thought, okay, we at a standstill. We know what we need to do. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Sigh of relief, whatever. No. My car was like, nah, I want to bother you some more. Like, I don't understand. And Carmelo Anthony was found, the verdict was guilty. He got 35 years. I cannot live life right now. Okay, so it's been a couple hours. It's just been a whirlwind of emotions today. But I went to the place that I did not want to go to at first. He was telling me it was $130 to do a engine check. I said, fuck you, I'm not doing that. So he advised, which I was going to do anyway, was to go to like O'Reilly's or whatever for the free engine check. Did that, which was also like across the way. Went over there. They told me they printed out a sheet for me. This is what, again, girl knowledge, girl math, or whatever you want to say. This is how I felt I understood. There's something wrong with my EVAP line that's broke. No, I'm sorry, that's not broke. That's blocked or restricted, as it said on the paper. Which pretty much, as he explained it to me, it is a line from the gas tank to the engine to run the fuel and circulate. And that line, something inside, I guess, is blocking it from properly circulating. Great. So I went back to the maintenance people. He pretty much just printed out what could be the causes of that blockage, but advised that I should go to Mazda, the dealership, to see if it's under warranty. Hence, I felt like he just didn't want to be bothered with doing it. But okay, they probably could just also be advising. So I called Mazda. Of course, it's not covered. So I have an appointment tomorrow morning to drop off my car at Mazda. I don't know about y'all, but I try to avoid going to the dealership for any type of work because the dealership will price the hell out of your ass, especially with labor. So I like to go to a mechanic I know, or a well-known mechanic, or some of the mechanic shops or whatever that I've been getting my car serviced at before I go to the dealership. If I don't have to, I don't want to. So I have to drop my car off tomorrow morning, have them look at it again, because I'm sure they're going to look at it instead of just taking my word for it, and have them price me out how much it's going to be to fix that issue, as well as fix my, I don't know the proper wording, but my AC fan that blows onto the engine to cool the engine off, while I'm driving. Whatever that proper term is, I don't know. Transmission stuff, I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, so I need an estimate of how much that is going to be. I am over this shit. Excuse my language, but I'm just over everything. I hope it's not an arm and a leg. I really do. I hope it's not an arm and a leg. I did take out a loan from my 401k. That's my first time ever doing anything like that. Took out a loan from my 401k to initially get my car fixed for the fan, right? I was initially going to do that. And I was okay, I'll be able to take care of this. Now it was just like, okay, my car just knew, oh, bitch, you finna get some money. Let me fuck this up too. It was just like my car knew. I don't know, the devil, somebody knew. Oh, so you had to get this fixed in your car. You think you finna just ride and cruise? No, bitch. I'm finna fuck up something else. So I'm really hoping, because I was gonna take that money, get my car fixed. Another car place, it's the same chain, but it's a different location, and I like to go to that location. I've been going to them for the last couple times. When they were the ones who told me about the fan being broke, and I asked them, how much would it be? He said a rough estimate was $1,300. I'm like, oh, shit. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I can take this money that I took out, this loan that I took out, pay for that, and then have some leftover change, a little bit of, a couple dollars to pay off some bills or whatever, and just, stay afloat. Now that this is happening, I'm hoping that these two things don't take up the full amount of the loan that I took out. I'm trying to be at a point in my life where I'm trying to see the brighter side of every situation. And I told myself, well, hey, me getting this money, the bright side is maybe this is the money that, I can use to take and get my stuff fixed. The bright side is I'm able to access this money and not have to worry about where I'm going to get all this money to fix my car. I'm trying to look at the bright side, but at the same time, it's just like, damn. Like, as soon as I get freaking money, it's ripped right out of my goddamn hands because there's some shit that needs to be fixed. I'm so over life. I'm over life. I put a post on my social media as well as on here about, I'm just over a lot of stuff. I'm over a lot of stuff. I'm over the United States of America. I'm over having a full-time job with 3 hustles and I'm still broke. I'm over all of it, okay? I feel like the only ones that are winning are the ones that's doing illegal shit, i.e. our government. I'm over it. I'm over trying to live a decent life, by the book, if you will, trying to do things right and live right, and shit's just continuously fucking up. Excuse my language, but damn it, I'm grown and I'm frustrated. So I made an appointment with Mazda to get my car checked out, diagnostic test, get it checked out, and get an estimate for that and for my AC fan that's not working properly, which causes my car to overheat. Okay? Boom. I called Mazda yesterday. Made an appointment. Ask the lady. Hey, does it cost for a diagnostic test? No, the initial diagnostic test doesn't cost. And I would have to drop the car off. I'm like, well, how long? It can take, a diagnostic test can take up to 4 hours. Fine, whatever. Call my mother, ask if she can meet me up there while I drop it off, and use her car in the meantime till I get this done, right? I go up there, just this morning, and the guy tells me it's $195 for a diagnostic test. I said, that's not what the lady said. Oh, yeah, it costs. First of all, he said it with a snort. Look, I'm a person. I'm all about your tone. That is one thing that is a big-ass pet peeve. Don't have a tone with me, especially if I don't have one with you. Oh, yeah, it costs. I said, that's not what the lady told me. Oh, yeah, we've been having issues. That's a call center that's in Oklahoma. We've sent letters. That's not my problem. I'm going off based off what this lady told me. So I walked the hell out. I walked out. This is my thing. I understand people got to make their money. I am not a person that feels like I'm trying to get everything cheap or free. If I could, great. But I'm not a person that walks around expecting to get things free of charge or at a discount. My issue is if I'm asking you a question, and I'm a very specific person, especially about money, because I ain't got none. I'm a very specific person about money. If I'm asking you a question about money, the cost, the labor, the time, all of that, I expect a direct and true answer. And when I get to that facility, I better not hear shit about somebody telling me that it's a different amount than what you told me. That pisses me clean the off. So now I'm back here at the mechanic place that I really don't want to be at. And they said they can do a diagnostic. Well, they said since you already got a diagnostic test, we're just going to go off the line that you told us. And they're going to give me an estimate. So here we are. So I'll be back. I'm about to throw this car in the fucking trash. So I just came from the place, the mechanic place. Let's just say I ended up crying, okay? I called the mechanic place and said, hey, I have an evap vapor line, I don't know if I said this in the last clip or whatever. Told them what the problem was. Guy told me, okay, based off what you're saying, and you have a diagnostic already. If this is repetitive, I care. My mind, I have 50 million things going on in my mind right now. So if I just said this in a previous clip, I'm sorry. My ponytail all over my head. I told them what's going on. He said, okay, well, based off the diagnosis that you got done already, we know what your line it is. Come up here, bring it in, give me an estimate. I come up there. Now this was a guy who I spoke to before on the phone. Now the actual mechanic that I spoke to at the same place yesterday, who advised me to check my warranty with my dealership, when I pulled up, he came, the maintenance guy. And I told him, I said, hey, I called the dealership, this is not covered, wanted to see if you guys can give me an estimate. He said, he was Hispanic. Like I told you yesterday, it's so many lines, we don't know. I'm like, but I just called, and the guy on the phone, the other guy on the phone said I can come up. I told him this already. It's miscommunication. Yet again, it's miscommunication. That is a pet peeve. The damn call center for Mazda didn't tell me it was a diagnostic fee. That pissed me off. I get up here, I go to the mechanic place. Now y'all telling me, you told me over the phone, come bring it up here, I'll give you an estimate. I pull up, you telling me you can't. Like, what's going on? Somebody tell me what's going on. It's just like miscommunication is such a pet peeve of mine. Tell me like it is. Tell me what it is. Like, don't nobody know what's going on. So the mechanic guy, he said, well, but he don't know about the paper. You talked to me, you didn't talk to him. I said, sir, when I was just on the phone 10 minutes ago, I told him about the paper. I told him I had a diagnostic. I told him that I got it looked at. I said that on the phone. Again, I'm a very thorough person. Whatever information I have, I'm gonna give it to you. I don't leave nothing out. So I don't understand the miscommunication here. So now both guys come out. He trying to explain to him they don't have a particular code. It's just a general code. There's no particular code to tell me which vapor line it is. There's apparently many different vapor lines. Okay, I said fine. Then can you look at the car to tell me which vapor line it is? Like, nobody wants to grab the goddamn car. Which vapor line is it? Can anybody tell me which vapor line it is? So I called him. So the guy who told me to come up there, he said, well, ma'am, like I explained on the phone, first of all, you didn't explain shit to me on the phone. The only thing you said was because you have a diagnostic and you know which line it is, you are able to give me an estimate. Don't now, because he cursing you out, now you're trying to come to me. So I'm heated. Mind you, my mom is with me in her car because I was initially going to drop my car off at Mazda. So she came over with me to the other mechanic place. My mom gets out the car. She comes over there and talks to the guy that I was talking to on the phone who told me to come up there. I was 2 seconds from just throwing shit in my car. I was so heated. I started crying and I just sat there like this. Tears rolling down my face. I was so annoyed. So annoyed. Because can nobody just tell me how much the fucking shit is? So I'm listening to what he's saying, but I'm still pissed. He talking to my mom and telling me basically, okay, so he said if they change one of the vapor lines and my engine light comes back on, then they have to go to, it's like, I have the paper, it's like 6 or 7 different lines, but they don't know which one is broken. He said if they start off with one line and my engine light still comes on, then they have to move to the next, then they have to move to the next. If it's still not fixed, they have to go down each line if the previous line that they fixed is not the problem. He said the best thing to do is go to the dealership and they can look at every single thing, pinpoint which line it is, fix everything for you. He said, unfortunately, wherever you go, there's going to be a diagnostic fee. That's not the problem. That's not the problem of paying a diagnostic fee. The problem is telling me I don't have to pay for one. And then when I get there, you looking at me with your hand out. And then my mom was like, well, and she's like, well, I'm not mistaken. If they do service your car, then they can take the diagnostic fee, off from the total. I said, well, the guy should have said that. Like, he didn't say anything. Again, the miscommunication. First of all, if a customer is telling you, and I'm not trying to pull that customers always right shit, because I don't believe that either. But my thing, like, read the fucking room. If I'm telling you, I was not told there's a diagnostic fee, and you said, yeah, that's a fee. I'm sorry, the call center is just da-da-da. You should have said, I do apologize about that. It is a fee. I'm sorry for the miscommunication. However, if we do your work and we do service the work, the $195 is knocked off your total. That would have eased me a little bit more, and I would have stayed and dropped the car off. Instead of walking out of there with an attitude, because not only did y'all not tell me that there's a $195, but you also didn't tell me you knocked that off of the total amount if you service the car. So now I'm back driving to Mazda. When I tell you, I don't throw this shit away. And the thing is, my car it's a 2023. It's not like it's some fucking putt-putt car. It's not. I don't understand why I'm having all of these goddamn problems with my damn car. On top of the issue with my son's car. Like, what the... Now I gotta pull up to y'all bitches again, which is also embarrassing because now you piss me off, and now it's like I gotta still come back because I need your help. It's been some time now. It's been maybe about an hour since I actually dropped it off at Mazda. I'm actually driving my mom's car. because I dropped it off there, obviously, for them to look at it. But so I go back in there, right? I go, listen, I'm a full-on tourist. Before we really crash out, we get real mellow, and our sentences and our conversation gets really bland. That means we're boiling inside, and I advise you to give me 6 feet. So I go in there, my mom goes in there with me, and I go in there, and I'm just like I'm here to drop my car off. He asked me questions. I asked him, I hope this air conditioning is not loud. I asked him if what is it called? The diagnostic fee is knocked off the total. And he said yes. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why didn't you also say that? Again, to diffuse, I'm not trying to be or come off as this entitled customer. I'm not trying to come off as this Karen, if you will. But me having a background in customer service for many years, even though I'm not in like the fast food customer service anymore, I don't still deal with customers, but I deal with patients. But it's still ingrained in me, if that's the right word. When you've sensed, read the room, okay? I love that phrase, read the room. When you sense that someone is frustrated, you should be trying to go into your mind and pull out some kind of information that will kind of ease them a little bit, and also make them understand that you understand the frustration here. So when I first went in there earlier, when I had my 7:45 appointment, he could have told me, yes, unfortunately, there is a diagnostic fee. I apologize if you were told the wrong information. However, I do want you to know that if you get a service with us, we'll knock that price. We'll knock it off your total. That may have eased me a little bit. I still would have been a little perturbed that I wasn't told the truth in the beginning, but at least I won't feel like my money is going towards nothing. But instead, you didn't say any of that. I had to ask you those questions. And the frustration lies in me feeling like you just didn't give a shit. You want your money. And you should never make any customer feel like, I don't care what your issue is, I don't care what they told you, I need my money. You should never make a customer feel like that. And that's coming from someone who worked in customer service too, where I want to make sure you don't feel like I'm just after your money or I'm just after payment, whatever the situation is. Because I know how that feels. And so we go in there, and he's talking about my mom asking him questions. He gets the key. He looks at the car. He said, I'm going to come out, confirm some information, and then we'll be done. He goes and he looks at whatever he needs to look at. He comes out, confirm my name, confirm my address, confirm my number, and say, okay, we all good to go. We'll send you an email or we'll send you a text, give you a full diagnostic and the price and everything and the estimate, and then we'll go from there. Didn't even ask me for my card for the payment for the diagnostic test. Mind you, when I came in there, because now I know I have to pay for a diagnostic test, I had my card ready in hand. Irritated, but in hand. The man didn't even charge me for one. Now, I don't know if he's going to try to charge me on the back end after we're done, but you made all that fuss about making sure you tell me there's a diagnostic fee, and you didn't even collect payment up front. I walked out that motherfucking place. Excuse my language. I walked out that place so fast. My mother was confused. She said, "So he not gonna?" You doing all you making sure again, because it's also in the tone. I said I don't like the tone of people and how they say things, and it was the tone for me with him also, where it was like, well, there's a fee. Like, you do know you got to give me some money, right? That's the he didn't say those words, but that's by his tone, that's the vibe, the energy I got. So you so quick to tell me before you lay a hand on my car, I got to pay you for a diagnostic fee. But when it come down to it, you ain't even charged for the fee yet. Now, what I will be upset is because, again, he confirmed my name, my address, my phone number. He did not. I don't think I have a card on file. Yes, I've gotten services done from them before, and they may have that card on file. I don't know. But what I will be upset with is if they try to charge my card and you didn't confirm and tell me you were to charge my card. You told me there's a fee, but you didn't tell me you were to charge my card prior to charging my card. You should have charged it when I was in there in front of you. Don't wait till I leave and then you charge me on the back end. Listen, that may be a little fickle for some people, but I'd like to know when, where, and what time I should be expecting you to take any money out of my account. Just dropped my mom off, like I said. Got me some Dunkin' Donuts. And listen, every freaking thing is expensive. Now usually I get their $6 deal. They have like either the bacon, egg, and cheese bacon with the hash brown and an iced coffee. Well, you know, you get a hot or iced coffee for $6. They have that deal all the time. I go in there, of course they don't have the deal. They have like 2 wraps and something. I want that. So I got everything separate. I got now you know, Dunkin' Donuts, they don't have meals. Like they have the sandwich and the drink, right? The coffee. It doesn't include the hash brown. So unless they have it advertised it as a meal, I got to get everything separate. So I got a sausage, egg, and cheese croissant, hash brown, and a coffee. $13. Now listen, y'all may be saying, Simone, you just sounding real cheap. That may be very well so, but I just feel like there are things that are now overpriced that should not be overpriced. And we all know where that came from. We're not even going to get into politics, but we all know why. But I just, if the phone is shaking, I'm sorry, y'all. Again, I'm in my mom's car. But I just, $13 for 3 items at a Dunkin' Donuts. $13. I decided, y'all know how I've been stressed about my job or whatever, right? I decided it became to a point where I feel like if I don't leave and take a leave of absence, they're going to find some way to let me go, because they were just nitpicking, and not because of my performance. And I've said this before, it's because they have been nitpicking at everybody, because and I'm sure a lot of companies do this. When they have messed up and they have been sued and they have messed up before, they now want to, get down on the employees to make sure there's no mess ups. But it's like, don't put that on me. You don't put your mistakes and you being sued and you messing up and other companies not renewing contracts with us because you fucked up. Don't start putting that pressure on me. And that's what to me, that's what happened. Ever since we added Blue Cross Blue Shield Tennessee as a contract with us, they have been really micromanaging, listening to phone calls and doing all kind of stuff. And they will make changes at 12:57. By 1:15, if you messed up, you was out the game. That's how serious they were getting. And I cannot work like that. I cannot work under that type of pressure. So I said, I need a moment. So I took a leave of absence, filed for FMLA, and I'll be real quick with this. I did make a video, I want to say, on the Greenwich Family Instagram and TikTok, but in case you don't know, like me at one point, I only thought you can file FMLA for absence due to pregnancies, or if you have some type of surgery or something. I didn't know you can file FMLA for mental health, and that's exactly what I did. Now, I do encourage you guys to read your manuals and your company's policies and things like that to see what qualifies as FMLA. But for my job, FMLA, mental health was a qualification for FMLA. Make a long story short, because it was a lot. I had to go to my doctors. I had to get paperwork from my doctor, fill out paperwork. I had to get paperwork from my therapist. I didn't know that when I filed FMLA, my job automatically files short-term disability. FMLA approves you to be gone. Short-term disability pays you, okay? Which I knew the difference. However, I didn't know that they filed it together. I thought I had to do that separate. The FMLA was really quick. I think that took like a week. They was like, okay, you need some time? All right, bye. But the short-term disability is what took forever, because they want all kind of documentations and all kind of reasons as to, hey, why should we pay you to do nothing? They knew I seen a therapist, so I had to get, notes and information from my therapist. I had to get notes and documentation from my doctor, which was fine because I had that stuff. They knew about it. I talked to my doctor about this first anyway. I don't know if I told you guys before. Maybe I didn't, because I was kind of on a little hiatus, but I was trying to get FMLA approved through a different type of therapist, but they wanted all kind of money and all this other stuff. And the reason why I went through that route, because my primary care physician, she was basically telling me no, that she wouldn't approve of it. So I was trying to find other ways. Anyway, end up working out. The only messed up thing about it was because it took so long for short-term disability to get the documentation that they needed. I went the entire time unpaid. No money. And it really messed up my plans. When I went on FMLA, y'all better not let this truck beat y'all. When I went on FMLA, my plans was to just really rest my mental, get back to doing what I love, content creating. I was so excited to get back to doing that. Getting back into doing that. Also, just doing stuff around the house. I don't even know if I really fully mentioned to you guys, I'm moving. So I was, looking for an apartment, getting ready to pack. I had so much content and so many things I wanted to do now that I have the time to chill. And I also, being honest, I was going to look for another job. Because I just knew I could not mentally come back to that job. And so, but because they did not have, I didn't have my money to what was supposed to be a relaxing time, end up being an even more stressful time for me. Now, I'm not going to tell y'all what I did to make some money. It wasn't nothing illegal and it wasn't nothing sexual, but for other purposes. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, it just like literally, it's June 11th. I go back to work. Mind you, I started my FMLA March 25th. March 25th is when I went on leave. They just paid me for it was just approved, and they just paid me for my short-term disability, I want to say maybe 2 weeks ago, the end of May. I now have to go back to work next week, Wednesday, the 17th. So that whole entire time I had no money. That whole entire time I felt was wasted because I could not do the things I planned on doing to relax myself and kind of not revamp, but what's the word I'm looking for? Just kind of rejuvenate myself, get my mind right again, figure out what I want to do as far as getting another job, what kind of moves I want to make, moving. Like, it really messed up my plans and what I was going to do, because now I had to focus on how am I going to pay my bills. I'm not getting any money at this time. So you can imagine the frustration. Now I got to go back to work. And I'm not excited about that. But this virtual appointment that I have, because I have to get documentation saying it's okay for me to return back to work. So that's why I'm having this appointment. Like I said, I'm moving. I have decided to move. They went up, I want to say $200 on my rent. So they are expecting me to pay $2,300 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I'm not doing that. Not doing that. I do not want to move. Initially, my plan was, my son is about to be a senior. This is his last year. I at least wanted to finish his senior year before I moved. But when I seen that $2,300, I said, I'm already having a tough enough time paying $2,100. You're going to up my shit $200 more? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So I decided to bite the bullet. I did not want to move. I don't want to pack up another damn thing. Our move from Illinois to here scarred me. Okay? I didn't want to move if I didn't have to. But I cannot afford $2,300 worth of rent. So I decided to go on a hunt and look for other apartments. I found, and the search was very short because I want to stay in the school district. So it wasn't a lot of places that I could really, look into. Found ironically, and I know this apartment before. I've seen it and I've heard of it. And I've actually looked at the apartments like maybe a year or so ago. But at the time, I couldn't get what I was looking for. But it's actually the apartments that my son's friend and his mom, where they live at. Crazy. But they are income based. They are a low income base. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars cheaper than what I'm currently paying. And they have a 3-bedroom. So I said, yeah, let me go ahead. Now, the aesthetic is a little bit less than our current apartments. It's still not a bad, it's not the hood. It's not trash everywhere. It's still a good looking neighborhood, a good looking apartment complex, very clean, all of that. But you can tell the difference aesthetically. But listen, I'm at a point in my life that I have agreed to making the moves I need to make to put myself and my family in a better situation. And if that means that I have to downgrade, if you will, it's just what I have to do. Now, I would never downgrade to something where it's like I got rats and roaches and, it's a nigga on every corner. I'm not doing that. I'm not putting my kids in that. But if it's just something like, I probably would go with another apartment versus this one, I'll bite the bullet, right? Again, it's not a bad place. It's still a really good apartment complex. The aesthetic is okay. It's, it's like if you had a choice between A or B, you probably pick A, but B is not that bad. B is a great follow-up, a great runner-up option, if you will. So, but I just got to do what I got to do. And it would absolutely help me financially. And that's another reason why I was mad that I didn't get the job. Because, did I tell you guys? I had 2 interviews for this same job. Super excited, thrilled. Had the first interview. They said I did great. The lady complimented me on my back. You guys know I got a flower wall or whatever. She said I did great. She sent it off to the managers. They liked me. They wanted a second interview. Now for me, this is just my personal experience. When I've had interviews, I've gotten the job. So when they called me for an interview, I was like, oh, okay, great, sweet. And when they called me for a second one, I was like, oh yeah, I got that. When they emailed me like maybe a day or so after the second interview and told me they went with the other candidate because it was between me and another person, I was so upset. I was hurt. Now, the only thing that I wasn't hurt about, and I was really making a sacrifice because I really did not want to do this position was in office. So I would have had, after 6 years from working from home, 6 or 7 years from working from home, I would have had to return back in office. And I did not want to do that. I believe the job was maybe like 30 minutes from my house. And so I was just worried about me getting to work on time with traffic, me getting back home to get Amara from daycare on time. And then just having to get back in the mood of putting on clothes and talking to people and things like that, which I will say there's a small part of me that was kind of looking forward to her because I'm like looking forward to interaction again. Because I'm like, I miss kind of getting dressed up, doing something to my hair, and my makeup and putting on clothes. I kind of miss that a little bit, but I will always be down to stay at home. But I was just mentally preparing myself to go back into the office. When I tell you, I really thought I was like already making decisions and making plans because I just really felt in my heart I had that job. And having that job with the combination, because the job paid like ample amount of dollars more than my current job. So I was like, okay, that job mixed with lower rent, like I was really getting it together. It was really going to help my finances, right? I really felt like, okay, you about to get out this struggle. Like it's not a bunch of money, but it's definitely a lot more than what you're getting paid, and your rent is a lot less. So those two equaling out and coming together, you're bound to start making some progress with your finances. When they told me, they sent me that email, I was so hurt. I was so hurt to the point I've never done this. I even emailed them back and asked, you know, if they can give me a few pointers or kind of let me know what steered them the other way. Was it something I did? And also just give me some feedback for future interviews. I addressed the email pretty nice. But when I tell you I was hurt, when I tell you I was like, oh my God, like seriously. So now, and I was really looking forward to quitting my current job. So on top of not getting the job and somebody telling you no, now you have to go back to this job you really don't want to go back to. I was really frustrated. I was really, really frustrated. So I'm just like, okay, you know, it is what it is, fine. So I now have to get myself mentally prepared to return, and I'm just not ready. So it's a lot been going on, and y'all can understand, hopefully y'all can understand why your girl just don't be in the mood to be creative and upload, because I'm too busy in my feelings. I'm too busy in my emotions. I don't want to do shit because I'm frustrated. I'm trying to get out of it. I'm trying to work through the frustration, but it's very hard. So anyway, that is that. I'm about to go upstairs, try to scarf this food down because my virtual appointment is about another 30 minutes. I don't know if this is the end of the vlog, because let me see, I just started this vlog today. It's been about all of my car problems. So I'll just probably make this one vlog. I do try to mix my vlogs with different content, different days, but I don't do anything, y'all. So if you just get a short vlog with one day of content, I'm sorry. I'm trying to, right now, my motivation is to just push out vlogs and start getting my page active. Even if the vlog is for 5 minutes, I'm sorry. But I'm trying to just push the content, record it, upload it, record it, upload it. I'm trying to get my page in rotation of action. So bear with me. Anyway, I thank you guys as always. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I think the next video you guys will see is the mukbang that me and Amara did, and then the safari. I'm excited to edit that actually and for you guys to see that, because that was hilarious. My mother was cutting up, y'all. I will start eventually posting some content of me moving and packing, in case, you know, people are interested in that type of content. I'm definitely going to record that. I am not looking forward to packing at all. I'm throwing away everything. Gotta go. Everything. Bye, y'all.